Well, today we've seen 30,000 hectares of land west of the Blue Mountains be closed off to all motorcycle activity, and there's a huge trail of networks in through there where thousands of motorcyclists visit every year. The vast majority of them do the right thing. The vast majority of them are licensed and registered, but that's all gone now. That area is being turned into a ecotourism, I guess you could call it a park, so it's almost becoming privatised by New South Wales Forest or national parks. And I'm licensed and I'm registered. I pay insurance. I support the local bike shops. I support the cafes. I support the service stations. Whatever area I go to, me and my mates, we support those local towns and the local government areas, which all helps going towards building the economy. No doubt the eco park they're developing will probably contribute more, but what is going to be left for the motorcyclist in the end? I'm out for a ride today. I'm just going to see if I can turn this camera around. Just give me one moment. So this is what we're looking at here. I've just come down this trail, and this is on the south coast of New South Wales. Open, free-flowing trail, and yet I've come across this. Another gate with steel bollards and wire cables. Registered, insured, licensed. It goes all the way down there through the bush. They're stuffing up the trail networks, not only for us on dirt bikes, but also the four-wheel drivers. And I'm just gonna wrap this up just here. I'm gonna go to another area, which is just up the road, and have a little chat about that area as well. Well, this area behind me, it's about 900 metres away from where I just spoke at that gate. Now, up that way, you can't see it from here. This is a lot bigger, this area, than what it looks like on camera. It goes up beyond those trees. Up that way is a gate that says the whole area has been locked down to prevent illegal dumping. But if the dumping did occur here, it's now no longer occurring here. It's occurring somewhere else, and it's spread out throughout the bush even more, rather than being confined to this particular area here. The kids that used to ride here are now sitting at home, staring at a computer screen and getting none of the benefits of motorcycle riding, which is the physical activity, which is the mental health, which is the networking, making new friends and meeting new people, developing better social skills. So they probably spent, I would hazard a guess of $150,000 to $200,000 at a guess to close this place down with all the infrastructure and all the trenches and the gates and the wire ropes and the barriers and the wages, etc. under the guise of it being to stop illegal dumping. Now, as I said, it hasn't stopped the dumping, but it has stopped the mums and dads and the kids from getting out here on this public land. It's a public asset. And now they're sitting at home, or they've just given up their motorbikes, and I don't know where they've gone, to be honest. But this used to be a fairly popular place. About 1.5 km away from here is the motorcycle complex, motocross track and enduro cross track, which is run, I believe, by Motorcycle in Australia. Now, not everybody can afford to pay fees to Motorcycle in Australia or pay fees to a club, which is just ongoing. Every time you got to go ride there, you got to pay an annual fee and a ride fee, etc. And I'm not having a go at the club, and I'm not having a go at Motorcycle in Australia, but a simple fact is that not everybody can afford to do it. Not everybody wants to race, and not everybody wants to be in that type of environment. Mums and dads should be able to come out on this public asset. They should be able to set up a car and a trailer, and little Johnny and little Sarah should be able to ride their bikes around. But instead they've closed it down, and it's had absolutely zero benefit for the environment. It's had zero benefit for dumping, and it's had a negative effect on kids' health. It's just absolutely madness. Now, the New South Wales government, in fact all state governments and the federal government, need to collectively get together, have their lawyers work on something where these public assets can be used. Where if you want to come out and ride here, you sign a waiver or stick a sign up on the entrance and say, if you use this area, you can't sue us, and have that stick. Make it legal so it sticks. So you can come out here, you don't need to worry about insurance. The council or national parks, whoever owns the land, doesn't need to be worried about being sued. It's public land and it should be available to the public. Now this sport isn't getting any smaller, it's growing. And the sales statistics prove it. I think it grew 8.8% last year, last financial year. And that's during COVID. Well, as you can see, it says this gate has been installed to prevent illegal dumping, which hasn't changed anything because it's just not dumped here anymore, it's dumped elsewhere in the bush. And down the bottom of there it says, joint initiative between the EPA, Shoalhaven City Council and the New South Wales State Government. So we've had 3 government departments, a local government department and 2 state government departments join forces to close the place down, to stop kids riding their motorbikes here, stop families coming out here and enjoying this land. Here's a novel idea. How about instead we had a joint initiative where the Shoalhaven City Council, the New South Wales State Government and RMS got together and put an access road in here and allowed people to come out and provide a safe access off Braidwood Road, entry and exit. All they need to do is reduce the speed limit to 60 k's for maybe a kilometre either side and put a runaway lane in and open this joint back up and get kids outdoors again. If there was a dumping issue in this property here, it hasn't stopped, it's just moved. And kids are no longer riding here. Parents are no longer stopping off at the local takeaways or the Woolworths to grab a barbecue chook or whatever they're doing. So there's no net benefit. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I can't think of any net benefit of closing this place down. Dumping hasn't stopped. The only thing is, kids are now not riding their motorbikes. They're sitting inside, probably staring at a bloody screen again. Things just have to change. This is absolutely, it's infuriating. I don't know how they can come up with these decisions and think it's a benefit to anybody in the community. Things need to change. The politicians need to start listening to the people, which just hasn't been occurring. I don't know, who's going to put the hand up for that? Which party's going to help out? This sport's not getting smaller, it's getting bigger. Thanks for listening.